obviously on the MPP.
And I will say I have put my resume out there. Zero golf experience, but I did beat Patrick at Top Golf. So,
Nice.
I
Yeah.
think that with against someone who has what 15 years of golfing experience,
Yep.
Patrick. Um, hey, I think there's some potential here.
Yes. Yes. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the MPP, the Noah and Patrick podcast, and this is episode number 18.
Yeah,
Eight.
218.
Wow, 218.
Season 3, episode 18, or 218th.
Well, hopefully everyone's having a great week. Something that just popped up is that TikTok may be banned on Monday. What are we gonna do if we
Yeah,
can't
so
post on
I mean,
TikTok anymore?
I guess if you do watch our TikTok, we post our underdog picks and a lot of NFL stuff. Since the NFL's done, we'll probably start posting other content. That's what we normally do because there's a lot of videos to post when it's NFL season. So, but I guess we'll probably have to post it on Instagram or go back to the 1 minute videos on YouTube Shorts. Those
Oof.
are kind of tough because it's a
Yeah.
minute, and when we talk about stuff, we don't talk about it in a minute format. It's it is kind of hard to cut
We
up.
we try
Uh,
our best to keep it as short as we can, but it's just we just have so much insight, Noah.
we're just so intellectual about all this stuff we talk about,
Yes,
and
we are all sports.
I mean, look how
Sports
successful
sports
we've
minded.
been.
Yes.
Yeah,
But it was a good run on TikTok. I think we got to like 150 followers.
yeah. After like I don't know, it was probably a year. We were posting on it for a year, maybe a little bit more than a year. We got almost 200 followers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Pretty good. I would say for not promoting it really, we kind of just did it, and then if some people
Let
saw it,
the
they saw it.
algorithm go.
A lot of likes, over 10,000 likes, or at least 5,000. I think it might have hit 10,000, but
Yeah.
uh, good
Views,
stuff.
views. I think we might have hit 100, maybe.
100K.
Yeah,
We have
altogether.
multiple videos over
10.
8K.
Oh,
I don't know if one hit 10 or not, but multiple over 8K. I mean, the amount of football ones we post, all those little add up. You know,
yeah.
all those 300, 500 view videos add up. But
So now we just wait and see if something else comes along, or somehow there's a miracle and TikTok gets reinstated for another like 90 days or something. So we'll see what happens, but everything's going down on the 19th. I'm pretty sure everyone is aware of that, so we will see about that.
personally, I don't
Um,
think it's going anywhere. If it does, it'll come.
really?
I think it'll come
It
back.
sounds pretty serious.
I think it's. I don't know, so something's gonna happen. I don't think they're gonna sell it, but I think something will happen to where it gets delayed or it'll go away for a bit, but then it'll end up coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't know. Um, it sounds like it's gonna get banned. Like no one's really on board, but yeah, maybe the new administration coming in will save the day.
Hey, and conspiracy theory, maybe that's why they're doing it to make him look like a hero. The new administration make them look like heroes to people.
That's crazy.
I don't know. You never know, but
Yeah,
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 we'll see what happens.
yeah. We're about to embark on another 4 years, so we'll see how this works, and hopefully we can post content,
Yeah,
and that can't be a minute long because that's just horrible.
maybe we'll go to some of those new apps they're talking about, like that Red Note app,
Yeah,
The Chinese app. Get them into this NFL, and
exactly.
I mean, I'm sure Asia's huge in basketball, but maybe some baseball,
Yes.
golf for Patrick. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
But anyways, enough about that. Let's get into our headlines this week. Noah, what do we got?
Yeah, so in a very weak reportedly weak QB class for the NFL draft this year, 2025. We have a new addition to the QB list, Quinn Ewers, who a lot of people thought he was going to go back to school. He's going to transfer out of Texas because Arch Manning is
He's
going to
ready.
start next
He's
year.
going.
He's going to start next year for them. Quinn Ewers reportedly got offered $8 million from a team to transfer to their school, and he turned it down and will be entering the NFL draft. I'm sure he's probably talked to a lot of people about it, and I think this is probably the better option for him, like draft
Long
wise.
term, yeah.
At least draft wise, because next year it's looking like it's going to be a more stacked QB class, especially if Manning goes in, which is not guaranteed. But there's a lot of a lot more potentially better players in the next draft than this one. Because right now he's looking like he could potentially be the third best quarterback going into the draft,
Crazy.
and that's pretty crazy because he's kind of struggled.
Injuries.
Injuries. He
Uh,
hasn't really played up to expectations, even though I think he was, I don't know if it was him, but the highest rated high school prospect ever. I think it might have been Quinn Ewers. So high expectations coming out of high school. He hasn't played bad though. I mean, he has a good potential. I just don't know. I don't know. I think it depends on the team that drafts him. We'll see. Maybe he ends up being a giant if two QBs come off the board, one and two. Maybe he's a Raider. It depends how desperate these teams are to grab a QB.
yeah. Yeah, if you want to stay in college, big payday, but I understand his reasoning and, like he said, you're gonna get drafted maybe probably first round this year. Someone's
There's
gonna take a
a
chance.
pretty
Yeah.
good chance, yeah,
Pretty good
because
chance.
last year no one thought there was going to be three top 10 QBs, and there ended up
Uh,
being like
Four,
four or
four,
five
five.
QBs taken in the first round.
Yeah.
Like Bo Nix wasn't, and Michael Penix were like fringe first rounders. They were both taken top 15.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, maybe some of those teams that need a QB are gonna draft, once Cam Ward and Shadir gets off the board. You got Milrow and now Ewers. Maybe someone takes a chance. If it doesn't work out, boom, tank a little bit next year. Arch Manning.
yeah, and I think a lot of people just think about the money thing, but like I'm sure NFL has been his dream, So it's like $8 million to go back to college another year, and
You gotta take
or just or
classes.
yeah, or go just go do what you're here to you wanted to do, for the
Yeah,
past however long. Uh, this has been his dream. So shout out to Quinn Ewers. Pretty decent career, I'd say, in college.
yeah. Maybe he has a good combine, and he gets looked at higher.
Exactly. There's always some QB who jumps up um, draft boards after their combine.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be Jalen Milrow, but we'll see. Next, staying in college. Ohio State versus Notre Dame, the 7 and the 8 seed, facing off in the college football playoffs on Monday. We get the college football playoffs and TikTok has been the same day. That's just
That's great. And the
you, lo-
inauguration day, that's
you
perfect.
an inauguration. You lose one and you gain something else.
Yeah.
But
And MLK
uh,
Day. Don't forget about that. People are
true.
off on Monday.
That's gonna be
It's gonna be
crazy
one
Monday coming
one
up.
hell of a day.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be a good game. Ohio State, Notre Dame, two, I guess I don't know how to say low seeds, 7 and 8, however you want to look at it,
Yeah.
But um, probably the two best teams to make it because what Oregon was probably the other team, but they got blown out by Ohio State, and who else? I guess
George.
Georgia, but they lost their QB.
Yeah.
So I think these are probably the two teams we would expect to make it.
Yeah.
Um, like there's no surprises on this one, I think.
I don't think so.
Texas was a good team, but
Clemson,
uh,
no. ASU, no. Boise State, no. Penn State, no. Yeah,
yeah.
let's
So
go with
I
Notre
think
Dame
this
or
is
Ohio State.
uh, so the first game with the
SMU.
expanded
Oh.
with the expanded playoffs. So I think it worked. I think they should keep it how it is. It should be 12 from here on out, and hopefully they don't change it. But it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah. I think the line, what's the line at now? I think it was like 8.5 for a while, maybe 9.5, for Ohio State. People think it's going to be a blowaway. Some people think it's going to be close. I really don't know. Notre Dame's offense is, you know, it's not too, it doesn't really have the firepower like Ohio State. So it should be interesting how Riley Leonard plays. He is a runner, but, he doesn't have the passing. So,
I mean, you could
but
see
Notre Dame has a good
both.
defense, and then Ohio State has a good offense. So it's going
Yeah.
to be interesting to see how it plays out. But I hope Ohio State doesn't win.
Well, I think both QBs are pretty similar. Will Howard and Riley Leonard, except I think Will Howard throws the ball better. Like you said, Riley's a better runner, but um, yeah, Ohio State better weapons. Um, the spread is 8.5 for Ohio State. 45.5 points. I think it's going to take the over.
Yeah,
It's going to be close, but
unless we
it-
just have a stalemate in the first
it's
half, where the offense can't get it going, which we've definitely seen.
yeah. Um, but I think Ohio State will win. I know you said you don't want to win, but I think they're the better team. Notre Dame hasn't
Yeah, I
looked
agree.
pretty good though, as of late. But Ohio State's hot,
Let's just see a close game, huh?
and they're not just beating teams. It looks like they're kind of,
Destroying them.
yeah. Even though I think it's kind of close versus Texas, most of that game was not
Ohio
close.
State didn't look like Ohio State in the first
Yeah,
half, and Texas
and
still lost. So
yeah, didn't matter. They weren't even playing their best game and still won.
yeah,
But um, last but not least for me, Deion Sanders rumors to the Dallas Cowboys. So Mike McCarthy, we talked about head coach stuff last week a little bit. Mike McCarthy was not on that list because he was technically still in negotiations with Dallas, and Dallas had declined him taking any interviews with any other team. So it looked like he was going to come back, like it was like a for sure thing, and then he ended up not signing, and Dallas is now looking for a head coach. So that's another team now added to the list. Still six teams, I think, looking for a head coach because the Patriots signed Vrabel.
yep.
So um, yeah, Deion Sanders potentially. I think that is a place that he'd probably most likely go to. I think even before this was even an opening, people were saying if Deion was going to coach, it'd probably be for the Cowboys. It's probably the best place for him. It's just, do the Cowboys, if they do bring him in, do they change it up and try to go for Shadur? Do you think they get
I
rid
don't
of
know.
Dak? I don't think so. I think they
I
signed
don't
Dak
think
for a
so.
long time. Dak has a
They
huge
just signed it.
contract.
Yeah, 60 million. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
For Dak Prescott. Jerry Jones usually goes with the quiet guy, Dion is not quiet, so it would
no,
be a interesting dynamic. He would try to be like, he's Hollywood, he's prime time, so it would be interesting. I guess he does have a contract extension at Colorado. He hasn't signed yet, so I think Colorado. Do you see that report? Colorado's like, hey, if you want to interview, go ahead. If you want to take the job, go ahead. I was like, damn, Colorado went out of their way to sign Dion. They got all the money raised for this guy, and then they're like, yeah, yeah, you could just walk.
they got all their
Hype and
yeah hype from
hoopla.
him already. But yeah, like you said, like Jerry goes for the quiet guys, but it hasn't really been working, has it? So maybe it's time for a change.
Yeah, and Jerry Jones is 82 years old.
And
He's still trying to win a championship. I don't know. It's a stretch, but Dion's gonna do Dion, like if he wants to go there, it's all his, it sounds like. So
yeah, I don't think it'll happen, but it's just a fun thing to think about. And I honestly don't even know who they're going to get for head coach. They'll probably go for a vet, like someone who's been a head coach
yeah.
before.
I think everyone's waiting for Ben Johnson and then Aaron Glenn to sign, and then hopefully more pieces will fall into place for teams. But
Yeah. In a turn of events, kind of, Ben Johnson was looking like he was probably gonna go to a Bears, or he was the favorite for the Bears, but Tom Brady got in his ear. Now he's looking like he's a favorite for the Raiders.
Weren't you the guy that said, I don't think he's making the decisions? I'm telling you, bro.
Well, I don't think he's making the decisions, but he has influence on Ben Johnson. But
He has
I
influence
don't
on the
think he,
dynasty, on the
but
organization.
but I don't think Tom Brady went and said we have to fire Antonio Pierce. Like I don't think he said we have to do this, you know. But yeah, Ben Johnson potentially still nothing for any other team really. Mike McCarthy looks like he might be the favorite for the Bears potentially, but he's still I think he interviewed already with the Saints, but also a
Marcus
Saint favorite.
Freeman,
Yeah, I
Bears.
don't think that's gonna happen. Didn't Freeman sign an extension?
Well, he was the interim, and then they signed him to being the head coach for I think a couple of years.
Yeah, so I don't think that's gonna happen. Um, I think that was a rumor earlier in the year also, and then he signed his contract with Notre Dame, so it's looking like it's not gonna happen. But uh, yeah, I mean we'll see. It'll fall into place here in the upcoming weeks. I think teams like to sign their head coaches pretty early so they can start getting up to speed with the draft and
Yeah,
free agencies coming up. So, you know, all that stuff starting pretty soon here.
yeah. Um, we have the college football championship on Monday, but on Saturday and Sunday we have the NFL Divisional Round. Great four games. Um, to decide who's going to the NFC and the AFC Conference Championship. Everyone's looking forward to Baltimore and Buffalo Sunday night, last game of the weekend. But excluding that game, Noah, which other game are you looking forward to the most?
Honestly, I think the next best game is probably going to be the Eagles and the Rams. The Rams are very surprising defensively. I don't know how they're going to be defensively against the Eagles. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect from them, but that's the fun of it, you know. We'll see how they show up if they're able to get to Jalen Hurts because they got to Sam Darnold like what 9 times last week.
Yeah.
So, um, and we'll see if them pressuring Hurts actually doesn't help them because Hurts is more mobile.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a good one. I think the other two. Um, Detroit and Kansas City. I think those games, honestly, I think they might not be close. I think
I'm
The Lions might win by 60 against the the
I
Commanders.
don't know. I think I'm interested to see the Washington Detroit game other than the Rams Eagles game. Um Jaden Daniels may bring it. He had a great game last week, beating the Buccaneers in a close one at the end there. And but yeah, Detroit is very strong, and I don't know, maybe Washington gets an early touchdown or something, get the momentum in their way. So yeah, no one's talking about the Houston Kansas City game. It's crazy.
I did see someone try to start something saying Kansas City this year, I think is 0-2 and 4:30 Eastern start times.
Oh,
So there is potential here, and they're playing at 4:30 Eastern.
no, that's funny.
Trying to start it.
Trying to start it. Yeah, I think everyone's over the Chiefs. They're going for their third championship in a row, which is insane, but I'm over it. I don't think Houston can beat them unless Kansas City really just have no groove or anything, but I doubt it.
Yeah,
Everyone's
well,
healthy now.
I think whoever wins that game, it doesn't really matter because I think whoever wins Baltimore Buffalo is going to the Super Bowl. I think those two teams are just
Yeah,
absolutely insane. The Chiefs have gotten by this year by some really close games, and I don't know if they're going to have it
yeah.
for that. Whoever
Or they
wins
just
that one.
bring the heat, because they're trying to get back to the Super Bowl. So I think we're pretty much in agreement here. I think we got Kansas City right winning against Houston, but we would like to see Houston win, of course. And then we'll pick the Baltimore Buffalo game last. Washington and Detroit. I am going with Washington, but it's gonna be hard. So,
I'm going with Detroit by 30.
and then the Rams and Philly, I'm going with the Rams with the upset.
I will go with the Eagles, but I think this could be probably one of the best games in the playoffs.
Yeah, it should be good. The Rams are looking good. They really dominated the Vikings on a neutral site, so crazy.
Yeah.
And I went 2 for 3 last week. I lost the Eagles game, but I did pick Washington and the Rams. And then finally Baltimore and Buffalo. I gotta go with my boy Josh Allen. When I'm not a Niners fan, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Buffalo also. It's hard to pick against Henry and Lamar Jackson, but there's just something about Buffalo right now. They, I look at them, I see a twinkle in their eye. I just have a little smile going. I think it's their year.
Yeah, hopefully Josh Allen wins MVP this year. But Lamar
MVP,
Jackson is
got engaged, wins a
yeah,
Super Bowl. Man, what a year for Josh Allen if that all
fairy
happens, huh?
tale ending, huh?
Yep.
I think everyone's rooting for Buffalo and Detroit in the Super Bowl. Can't go wrong. Two feel good stories. Um, yeah. Anyone besides the Chiefs. That's how everyone's feeling. So
The worst matchup I think would be a Chiefs Eagles matchup in the Super Bowl.
yeah, at least Chiefs Detroit. Everyone would root for Detroit. So
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. Next, there was a little thing this week where Steph Curry was saying that the Warriors don't need to do anything at the trade deadline. Keep all the pieces intact, all the young guys, and keep building for the future. Don't make any rush decisions. Um, I don't know about the Warriors. I think it'd be nice to get like a star player, but I agree. Giving up all the young guys, like something including Kaminga, I don't think is gonna be too good for the Warriors for the future. Steph Curry only has like 1 to 2 years, maybe 3 at most, So um, I think the way he said it, I think a lot of people were like, "Whoa, that was kind of weird." But I think he clarified and he said he wants to win now, but keep everyone intact. That's what he should have said, but it came out weird. So I think the Warriors just go with the big man. Like rumors have been saying, they've been needing one for the past couple of years now. See what they do. But Noah, on an outsider looking in about the Warriors, what do you think? Non-biased opinion, like myself.
I I think they made a mistake trading for Schroeder. I don't think they needed to get Schroeder. They should have used what they used for Schroeder for some other player. Um, and it was super early when they did that, so that was really I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah.
Um,
I think after losing Anthony Melton, they kind of were like, "Oh, we need to replace someone," because he was good.
and Podziemski's been awful. Uh,
Yeah.
so. I don't think you do anything. I kind of think you're kind of stuck. Kaminga's been hurt, I think. And Moses Moody doesn't play, and he just got I don't know. Like, why doesn't he play? He's one of your young
Yeah.
guys that you want to keep, right? So I don't know. Like, it's a little weird. They're like trying to win, but they're also not playing young guys. Um,
Yeah. I don't know if they're not ready or they're just not they don't have the good fit with the team. I don't know what it
I mean,
is, but
I've said I mean, I just sound like a broken
broken
record.
record.
I've said this for the past 3 years now. If you're gonna trade anyone, it has to be Draymond or Curry. Like the only way that you um, make a trade for this to help this team is to trade one of them. Yeah, it might not seem like it helps right now, but if they're already thinking about the future, then trade for the future. What are you doing? Like keeping these two guys, how is that going to help for the future?
Yeah.
And I don't know why the teams think too much for the future now. Like no one's trying to win now. Only the Suns, I guess, are, but That's awful. That's not working out for them. They
They
went to
have
get
no
Bradley
draft picks.
Beal.
They're
Yeah.
talking about the 2031 draft pick. Who
But
the hell is
also
gonna in 2031?
but also they try to go from not winning at all to all of a sudden you're winning now. So it's not gonna work that way. But um yeah, I think they gotta give up some if they're gonna trade anyone, trade your stars. Because it looks like they're already giving up. So
Yeah. So yeah, NBA trade deadline coming up shortly here. Uh, one of Noah and I's favorite time of the year. Hopefully a big
throw the alerts
splash.
on
Yeah.
used to be Woj, but
Uh,
now it's Shams.
and then Jimmy Butler, that's a whole saga in itself. A lot of stuff is coming out now since he's been away with the team. He may be getting fined doubled because he's just a detriment to the team. So, man, it's a falling out in Miami with Jimmy Butler, which everyone thought it was a good relationship, but you know,
Andrew Wiggins straight up for Jimmy Butler.
yeah.
Andrew Wiggins is probably the best player on Golden State right now.
Yeah, he's been carrying lately here. But yeah, started off the season slow. So it's good to
I,
see that he's come around.
normally there's like some trades in mind already. I don't know any trades that are gonna happen with some players. Like
The only
the
one is
only one's
Jimmy
Jimmy
Butler.
Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally there's like a few rumors going around already about some like pretty I don't know, solid big names, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't
Somehow
know.
Cleveland's in there. Trade talks about, trading someone, but they're leading both conferences in the best
Yeah,
record.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe add someone, but I don't know who they would
Give
add.
up or add, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, And then finally, something new that's starting this week. Last week it was the TGL golf simulator that Tiger Woods and Rory created. Today is the first day of the 3v3 WNBA Unrivaled League. Uh, a league that was created for the WNBA players. I think it's 35 of the top players are playing in a 3v3 league that was created by Brianna Stewart and Collier, Nafisa, I think her name was. But they created this league to give an opportunity for players to not go overseas and play in Europe. You play in this league in the United States, and you earn just as much money, maybe more, in this league than you do overseas. So, first day is today. They're playing their games Friday, Saturday, and Monday on TNT and True TV. Two channels you can never find on TV, but hey, at least you got good networks. It's not going to be on like CW or somewhere else.
CW.
So,
Yeah.
so kind of interesting to see. They're going to play half court setting. It's basically very similar to the 3v3 in the Olympics. There's 6 teams, 36 players. Um, excited. Sabrina Ionescu's playing. Um, Asia Wilson is playing. Cameron Brink's playing.
Is she back from ACL?
Yes, I think so.
Oh,
Maybe I don't know. But top stars are going to be playing in this, so pretty interesting to see. I bet there's going to be a lot of highlights. They got a lot of good investors in this, and I saw that Paige Beckers is already committed for the 2026 season. So
nice. Yeah, it's good for the women's basketball players because I think Brianna Stewart tore her ACL overseas because she was trying to make extra money because they didn't make enough money playing for the WNBA,
yeah,
So and apparently they pay a lot better overseas for women's basketball. Um, but yeah, it's cool, make some extra money in the off season. Um,
yeah, it's from January to March, January 17th to March 17th. So
Yeah, it's pretty much leading into their season because they start right after the NBA season. Um, yeah, I think it'll be a cool thing. 3v3. It's not too crazy, like the five, like a full 5-on-5 type deal. So it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. So
And this is also something that people have been asking for the men to do for I don't know how long. Like, yeah, the big what's the big three, but that's all
yeah,
old people, you know? Who
yeah.
wants to watch freaking
James Johnson.
yeah, who wants to watch James Johnson shooting a four-pointer? Sorry, I don't want to watch James Johnson, the enforcer guy, knock people out.
Yeah, and supposedly in the talk since they got the 3v3 going, 1v1 tournaments maybe coming to the WNBA. So
Yeah, another thing people have been asking people wanted that an all-star weekend instead of uh skills challenge
yeah, like a
1v1s.
bracket play of
Yeah,
1v1. So
yeah.
well, there is a new format for the NBA All-Star this year. I think it's going to be horrible. But we'll talk more when it gets closer.
Couple weeks. Talk about it.
And that is it for us about our headlines, Noah underdog picks. How did we do last week? I felt like we did pretty all
Not
right.
good, I don't think.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't remember, but
We'll
it
just
was
cut
not
that
good. Yeah,
out.
I think we did pretty bad.
Great.
Well, actually, I think we might have got
Forgot who we
there's
picked.
six, right? So I think we got 3 out of 6.
Oh,
So no
no
money.
money, but
Yeah, we're
50
close on one. Herbert, he missed one touchdown.
horrible.
Yeah, he needed one more touchdown. I think he had a chance to a couple times early on, but didn't work out. Um, but yeah. So like Patrick said, underdog picks for the divisional round. I got the Sunday games. We'll start off with Matthew Stafford going up against the Eagles. I think it's going to be a really good game, and if anything, the Eagles are going to be ahead this game. So I'm going to go Matthew Stafford higher than 32 and a half passing attempts. You can see him go for those young corners, and the Eagles' run defense is pretty solid. So next, the next two picks are going to be the Buffalo versus Baltimore game. We'll start with Lamar Jackson, higher than 49 and a half rushing yards. He had over. They were rushing him hard last week. Um, who did they play? The Ravens? Whoever they played. They're rushing him hard against the
Steelers.
Steelers, yeah. He had like over 70 rushing yards, I'm pretty sure. And then next, Josh Allen, weak Baltimore secondary. So I'm going to go higher than 229 and a half pass yards.
Nice. For the Saturday games, I got starting off with the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going with Travis Kelce getting a touchdown against the Texans. Everyone is healthy on that offense. I think Mahomes is going to look for Kelce when they get into the red zone there. Next, I'm going with Joe Mixon. If this isn't there, uh, I have another one for you, but a high rushing yards. Yes. Is it there, Noah?
Game high rush yards.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. If that's not there when you do these picks, I'll do a higher 16 and a half rushing attempts. The Texans like to get Mixon involved throughout the game. And then finally, my last pick is Jahmyr Gibbs with the Lions, going with higher 24 and a half receiving yards. David Montgomery is back, and he'll be, joining the rushing game, so Gibbs will be free in the receiving game.
Yeah. Nice. Just so you know, because of the promotion, you can only choose either Kelsey TD or Mixon rushing attempts. You can't choose both touchdowns because there's a promotion going on for first touchdown of the game.
What?
Because there's a promotion, so you have to pick if you pick the first rushing or the first touchdown of the game, you get
Yeah,
put into like a something. So technically, you can't have two players in the same pick.
but I did it.
No, it's locked. It doesn't work.
Oh, but I only have
But
Travis Kelce getting a touchdown. And then is
Oh,
it
what the heck? Yeah, huh? Because you said game high. I don't know why. Remove Kelsey pick for the Joe Mixon. So I don't know why that's a thing.
that's weird. Okay. Well,
I'll just cut off the last part, but
yeah, yeah,
weird. I don't know why that's locked.
yeah.
Kelsey and Mixon are interesting.
Yeah, it
I
has to
wonder why
be.
they're blocking each other.
Yeah, because they're not on the same team. We've picked more than two teams. It has to be maybe game high rush yards. Maybe that's
Maybe it's a special thing. So
yeah, you
same thing
can't.
with the two. I don't know, but that doesn't make sense because they don't really conflict with each other. So
It's not like you're picking Mahomes 1.5 passing touchdowns and Travis Kelsey touchdowns. I
yeah,
know
like I understand why
that's a
those
thing.
conflict, but
Um,
interesting.
Interesting.
But I'll switch it to game high attempts and put it on for
Yeah.
16 and a half rush attempts.
16.5. I think, dude, he got like 25 last week. So versus a good Chargers defense too. So
Yeah, surprising.
holy ads, dude. Ad Central here. This is how you get your money. Just run some ads. That's what we gotta do.
Go. Well,
Can we solve it by the time this episode ends? We
one
did
minute.
get it last year, so
Last time.
last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
You know, we were just talking about him. Why don't we just go like Travis Kelsey?
Travis
Start off with the
Kelsey,
tight end. Last time it was a tight end. All right.
not a tight end. Shorter, could be a running back, 6'5".
Yeah. I think it's running back or QB maybe. Or
Um,
even wide. I guess wide receivers are short.
James Cook.
25. So it's
The number is less than 4 in the NFC North or South. 25 years old.
um Justin Fields.
Wow. Number 3, wide receiver, AFC North, Zay Flowers.
He's 25. I mean, you can do it. Zay Flowers.
Is he 3? I don't know if he. I
No,
don't
he's
think.
four. He's four. Oh no, who's it? Who? Which teams are in this?
Browns.
Jerry
Uh,
Judy.
Jerry Judy.
Jerry Judy. It has to be Jerry Judy.
Yes, we did it.
Nice. 15 seconds to spare.
Hopefully, everyone enjoyed this episode, and don't follow us on TikTok because it may be banned. So we'll see everyone next week, and this may be our last underdog picks on TikTok. Wow.
False enemies.